The ADT Championship was a women's professional golf tournament on the US-based LPGA Tour, the season-ending event on the tour. It became the LPGA Playoffs at the ADT from 2006 through 2008. History. The tournament was played in its final playoff form for the first time in November 2006. The champion of the event, Juliet Granada, won $1 million, the highest first-place prize in the history of women's golf. The event took place at the Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida. From 1996 through 2005, the tournament was a standard 72-hole stroke play event. It had a purse of $1 million in its final season, with the winner's share of $215,000. The playoff event in 2006 was the first time golf has ever used a postseason of any kind on any tour. Beginning in 2007, the PGA Tour also employed a playoff system. Through the 2008 season, the title sponsor was ADT, a worldwide supplier of electronic security and fire alarm systems, communication systems and integrated building management systems, with headquarters in Boca Raton, Florida. Successes. On October 16, 2008, it was announced ADT would not extend its sponsorship. Selection process. 2008 selection. As in the two previous seasons, the 2008 season was split into two halves, with 15 players from each half qualifying for the ADT Championship using a performance-based points system. In addition, 2 wildcard players were chosen at the end of the regular season. A total of 32 players competed in the ADT Championship. The first half began with the SBS Open at Turtle Bay and ended with the LPGA Championship. The second half began with the Wegmans LPGA and ended with the Lorena Ochoa Invitational, 1 week before the playoffs. LPGA members qualified for the ADT Championship by accumulating ADT points during each half of the season, or by winning an automatic entry by winning one of 13 designated winner events, defined as any event with a purse of at least $2 million. Throughout the season, the 2 wildcards were the top 2 players from the LPGA official money list who were not otherwise qualified after the Lorena Ochoa Invitational: Sun Young Yu and Christina Kim. 2007 selection. The selection process in the 2007 LPGA regular season was the same as in 2008, with the only differences being, the first half ended with the Wegmans LPGA, the second half began with the US Women's Open and ended at the Mitchell Company Tournament of Champions, 1 week before the playoffs. Only 10 winner events were held during the season. More details on selecting competitors for the 2007 playoffs can be found at LPGA.com. 2006 selection. The 2006 LPGA campaign was split into 2 halves. The first half began with the SBS Open at Turtle Bay and ended with the Jamie Farr Owens Corning Classic. The second half began with the Evian Masters and ended with the Mitchell Company Tournament of Champions, 1 week before the playoffs. The top 15 point scorers and 1 wild card from each half qualified for the playoffs, making for a total of 32 players who will take part in the season-ending event. Most of the events on 2006 LPGA schedule were points events, in which the top 20 finishes were awarded points. In addition, all winners of the LPGA's majors and 5 limited field events, such as the HSBC Women's World Match Play Championship, automatically qualified for the playoffs. Once the first half ended, and the first 16 players were awarded spots in the playoffs, the point totals from the first half were wiped out, and the second half began with a fresh score sheet, meaning points did not carry over from half to half. More details on selecting competitors for the 2006 playoffs can be found at LPGA.com. 2008 qualifiers. First half qualifiers. Lorena Ochoa won the HSBC Women's Champions. Annika Sorenstam won the Stanford International Pro-Am. Sion Hwa won the Gin Tribute hosted by Annika. Yani Seng won the McDonald's LPGA Championship. Paula Creamer 923,742 points. Zhang Jiang 664,249 points. Song Hye Kim 509,000 points. Carrie Webb 505,867 points. Suzanne Patterson 484,664 points. Na Yun Choi 464,709 points. Maria Hjorth 422,446 points. Karen Stupples 378,342 points. Ji Young Lee 375,695 points. Inbee Park 368,124 points. Laura Diaz 367,228 points. Second half qualifiers. Yoon Hee-ji won the Wegmans LPGA. Helen Alfredson won the Evian Masters. Ji Ye-shin won the Women's British Open. Catherine Hull won the Canadian Women's Open. Christy Kerr 848,850 points. Angela Stanford 764,706 points. Angela Park 667,346 points. Inky Young Kim 625,780 points. Candy Kung 582,429 points. Hee Won Han 548,572 points. Ji Young Oh 469,308 points. Shan Feng 452,236 points. Morgan Pressel 416,137 points. Mina Lee 378,254 points. Nicole Castrell 365,501 points. Inbee Park, who won the U.S. Women's Open, qualified via first half points. Wildcard Sun Young Yu $674,983. Christina Kim $664,598. 2007 qualifiers. First half qualifiers. Morgan Pressel won the Kraft Nabisco Championship. Brittany Lincecum won the Gin Open. Suzanne Patterson won the Michelob Ultra Open at Kingsmill. Nicole Castrell won the Gin Tribute hosted by Annika. Lorena Ochoa 1,524,404 points. Paula Creamer 685,729 points. Mi Hyun Kim 647,110 points. Sarah Lee 580,948 points. Stacey Pramanar-Sud 552,707 points. Ji Young Lee 521,842 points. Carrie Webb 407,786 points. Christy Kerr 395,180 points. Angela Park 375,519 points. Julie Inkster 372,980 points. Angela Stanford, 367,855 points. Second half qualifiers. Sion Hwali won the HSBC Women's World Match Play Championship. Natalie Gulbis won the Evian Masters. Maria Hjorth, 756,904 points. Zheng Jiang, 748,129 points. Sherry Pak, 490,656 points. Christina Kim, 434,742 points. Amelia Zato, 427,108 points. Laura Davies, 354,785 points. Inbee Park, 349,906 points. Laura Diaz, 326,537 points. Annika Sorenstam, 325,940 points. Sherry Steinhauer, 302,618 points. Shihai Anand, 292,816 points. Really Rankin, 281,929 points. Sophie Gustafsson, 264,607 points. The remaining three winner events in the second half were won by golfers who had already qualified via first half points. The U.S. Women's Open by Christy Kerr, and the Women's British Open and Canadian Women's Open by Lorena Ochoa. Wildcards. Katrina Matthew, $504,366. Megan Francella, $499,292. Current format. Round 1, all 32 players compete in pairs of 2. Round 2, all 32 players compete, repaired in pairs of 2, with those with the highest scores from round 1 starting earliest and those with the lowest scores starting latest in the day. At the end of the round 2, the 16 players with the lowest cumulative scores from rounds 1 and 2 continue to round 3. The other 16 players are eliminated from the tournament. In the event of a tie, sudden death playoff takes place. Round 3, the remaining 16 players compete in pairs of 2. Scores are wiped clean for all players, however starting position is determined by the cumulative score from rounds 1 and 2, with the players with the highest scores starting earliest in the day and the players with the lowest scores starting latest. The 8 players with the lowest scores at the end of round 3 advance to round 4. If a tie exists, it is settled with a sudden death playoff. Round 4, the remaining 8 players compete in pairs of 2. The players participate in a live draw where they pick which time slot they would like to play in, with the first pick going to the low score and the final pick going to the high score. The player with the lowest score after round 4 wins $1 million. As in previous rounds, ties are settled with a sudden death playoff. Controversy surrounding $1 million prize. Most players have supported the tournament, though some criticism has been raised. Annika Sorenstam, for example, commented that a player who had a great year, like Sorenstam did in 2005, when she won 10 times, could miss the cut after round 3, and not only lose the tournament, but also the title given to the player who tops the LPGA money list for the year to someone not even in the list's top 10 at the event's start. Sorenstam, as well as others, have suggested that only half the prize count toward the money list, while the other half be given as a bonus, and not counted on the money list. The LPGA said it would consider this before the 2007 event. No change was made for 2007. Possible revival of the ADT Championship. On November 21, 2009, Golf Channel's Randall Mell reported in a blog post that the LPGA was in preliminary discussions to bring back the tournament in 2011. Winners. LPGA Playoffs at the ADT. The total tournament score is not shown because that does not determine the winner. Championship round score is shown in bold. ADT Championship tournament names through the years: 1996, 1997, ITT LPGA Tour Championship, 1998, PageNet Tour Championship, 1999, PageNet Championship, 2000, Arch Wireless Championship, 2001, Tyco ADT Championship, 2002 to 2005, ADT Championship. Tournament record.